You can choose the visual style for displaying model elements in any specific view, and several of those visual styles are illustrated in the images on the right. You can also fine-tune the graphic display options for any view to create just the desired visual effect. Let's start by looking at the different visual styles and what appears in each of them. First, the wireframe and hidden line visual styles. To choose a visual style, what you'll do is open the Visual Style control at the bottom of the drawing area and then choose one of the visual style choices. In wireframe views, all model elements are transparent and you can see through them. In hidden line views, on the other hand, all model elements are opaque and they hide the elements that are behind them in the view. Next, let's look at the differences between shaded views and consistent color views. Again, you choose the desired visual style from the Visual Style control at the bottom of the drawing area. Then for shaded views, you'd see that the model elements display color, and that color is in turn shaded by the lighting settings. Consistent color views are just a little bit different. In consistent color views, model elements also display color, but no shading is applied, so the colors aren't at all affected by the lighting. Finally, let's look at the differences between realistic and ray trace views. Again, you choose the desired visual style from the Visual Style control that appears at the bottom of the drawing area. Realistic views display the materials that are assigned to each of the different surfaces, but the surfaces do not accurately display shadows. The surfaces are darkened depending on how the lighting is set in the model, but they don't actually accurately display shadows and sun effects. The lower view actually shows a ray trace view, and in ray trace views, the model elements display the materials and the sunlighting and shadows are rendered accurately. So you can see in this view, the shadow of some of those roofing elements actually is cast accurately on the wall surfaces. Now, ray trace views are the highest fidelity, but they also use the most processing power. So don't use them for everything. Only use the view and the visual fidelity that's necessary to support your design work without overloading your computer with excessive graphics processing. Finally, let's look at how you can customize any of the different visual styles using graphic display options. If you open the Graphic Display Options dialog, which is available at the top of the Visual Styles control, a dialog appears which lets you make many choices. You can turn on casting shadows or perhaps showing ambient shadows in your model. You can also adjust the lighting and exposure settings for the view. Finally, you can also add a background or gradient image to the view, as is illustrated in the upper view. You can see there's a gradient image which has blue from the sky coming down to gray at the horizon. The final option I'll point out is that you can use sketchy lines or line extensions to create a more hand-drawn look, as is illustrated in the lower view. Now, all of these models are exactly the same model, just with different visual styles turned on. So you'll always display the model elements accurately, but you can choose the visual style and effects that most effectively convey your design to your reviewers.